After the accident in my Tacoma, we are back to driving the 3rd gen 4Runner every day. Honestly, I miss this thing so much, but I did not miss these shaky brakes. Today we're gonna fix that. We're gonna do the Tundra upgrade, but first we gotta take care of something else. My wife and I just bought our own place, and I no longer have a garage at my house, so we're gonna be doing this in the driveway, and I picked up this welding table from Princess Auto for $100. Definitely gonna build a garage sooner or later, but for now, this is gonna be my workstation. $100, $100. A couple years ago, I did do the Tundra upgrade on my Tacoma. I did the 13WL upgrade, and honestly, it's been great, except for the fact that I get a pretty soft pedal. I'm really hoping to avoid that with the 4Runner, so this time we're going with the 13WE brakes, which uses the same rotor, but a slightly smaller caliper and pad. Alright, here's our parts list. We've got the 13WE calipers. These are power stop. The rotors and pads are Max Advanced Brakes, which I think is just a Canadian company that makes pretty cheap budget brake parts. Power Stop is obviously kind of more budget friendly as well, but when I did the Tacoma, I literally used the cheapest, crappiest parts, and they've held up pretty solid. So I'm not terribly concerned about going a little bit cheaper on these. I forgot I had spacers on here. Alright, I'll pull those off after. So there is a thickness difference between the stock brakes and the Tundra upgrade. I don't know what you call these, but there's a lot less of them on here than there is on there. So I don't really know the science behind it. Some people say it's uneven brake deposits. Some people say it's warping the rotors. All I know is the heat dissipation on these is going to be so much better, and that's the main thing. Now I know with the 13WLs you have to trim some of this dust shield back. I'm not sure if that's the case with the 13WEs. I'm gonna fit these up. Looks like we're good to go. So keep that in mind. If you're doing the 13WEs, you don't have to cut back your dust shield. So that's a minor plus. If you're wondering why I'm going with a 13WE calipers, the main reason is to hopefully avoid the soft pedal, but a secondary reason is so that I can run 16-inch wheels if I choose to. Currently I have 17-inch wheels, but I'd like to leave my options open in the future if I want to go with a 16. And with the 13WLs, you are pretty limited to going to 17-inch wheels. There are a select handful of 16-inch wheels that do work, but for the most part you gotta upgrade to 17. one bonus about doing it on the 3rd gen 4Runner versus doing it on the 1st gen Tacoma is on the Tacoma, it's a long soft line that goes from up here all the way down to a banjo fitting on the stock caliper. So when you do the Tundra upgrade, you have to source some hard lines and get a shorter soft line. On the 4Runner, you just have to connect the stock lines and you end up with a lot less air in the system. So that should help with the bleeding process at least. So I have no storage for any of my tools at my place right now. So I normally keep my tools at my in-laws' place. So when I'm doing a project like this, I have to head over there and round up all my stuff. And of course, I forgot to get caliper grease or anti-seize or anything like that. So my wife is in town, she's gonna pick some up for me. And in the meantime, I'm gonna get started on the other side. All right, we've got our brake lube. Let's get this job finished up. All right, should be good to go. I did torque these caliper bracket bolts to 90 foot-pounds if you're doing the same job. Now we just got to get these things bled. I like to put Loctite on my spacers just for peace of mind, and I like to torque them up in 2 steps so everything is super even, and then I also retorque them after 100 miles or so. And the front studs are pretty short on these trucks, so if you're getting spacers, make sure you get the ones with this extra bit of thread on there to make sure you're capturing as much threads as you can. Otherwise, you probably want to get longer studs. And I also like to make sure that they're a hub-centric spacer. But if you can afford it and you need to have your wheels spaced out a bit, just upgrade to rims with a lower offset. That's what I plan on doing in the future, but for now we're running spacers. And the main reason for that is the outboard shocks in the rear. Man, it's dirty. I live on a gravel road now, so hard to keep things clean. Alright, we'll see if we can get this piece of trash to work. Never seems to work. If it doesn't work, I'll just get my wife to help me out. My wife did have to come help me. If you're in the market for a vacuum bleeder kit, don't spend the money on the $30 one. Spend the big bucks on the $100 one, because I'm sure those ones actually work. This one is, as I said earlier, trash. Alright, I'm going to take this thing out and get these brakes bedded in. If you're not familiar with the process, it's basically just a series of slowdowns. I like to start by going 100k and slow down to about 60, do that 4 or 5 times, and then I like to do the same process again, slowing down from 100 to about 20 or 30. That just helps kind of mate the surfaces together and give you good, strong, even braking throughout the life of your brakes. For those that follow the channel closely, and you might be wondering a little bit about what's going on with my first gen Tacoma, unfortunate news is basically it's a write-off. They came up with about 12k in damage, which seems a little bit crazy to me. I figured kind of 7 or 8, which is super unfortunate, but I'm looking into the steps of doing a salvage inspection and getting a rebuilt title for it. So it is a pretty involved process, so I'm not sure when I'm going to be getting started on all that, but that truck is not just going to wither away. I'm going to make sure something is done with it. Getting back to this vehicle and the brakes, so far the pedal feel is stock, so I don't know what the deal is with my Tacoma or what happens with everybody else that has the soft pedal feel. But in my case, I'm not sure if it's the 13WEs that have made the difference for me or if I just bled the system a little bit better this time. But the pedal feel is 100% stock. And these are totally stock brake lines, no stainless steel lines. A lot of people say that the stock rubber lines can cause the soft kind of pedal feel, but that's not the case for me. Anyways guys, I want to thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys next time.